Welcome back, everybody. It's me, Public Function. How's everybody doing? Is everybody okay? Is everybody happy? Is it all good? Oh, it's fun. Yeah. Hello, Wavy. Again, Wavy. Okay, so since the last time you're here, you've already seen there's been a lot of side work being done by me. I'm going to go through each thing individually. We saw this get done. Now you're going to notice all the machines on this side of the room. Now, and I've upgraded some chests I had up to diamond grade chests. That's nothing special. You just make an iron chest, make a gold chest, take a gold chest, put 3 blocks of glass above and below and a diamond each side, and you'll get yourself your diamond chest. You saw me make the circuit fabricator because I've used that in there. This little device is the Metallurgic Infuser. Now, remember I was talking about enriched alloy, which there's some made here. Now, I'll give you a quick demonstration of how that's made. So I'm going to take 64 iron and 64 redstone. So what happens here is you place the redstone, also diamond dust. If you want to make refined obsidian, you've got to use diamond dust and put the diamond dust in here. So what happens is you stick this in here. This gets consumed into a meter. It'll take more than that. I think it takes, according to this, 100. I think it's 100. And then the magnetic third makes this wonderful noise, and it starts infusing redstone into iron, giving us, boom, enriched alloy for mechanism. Okay, so that's the Metallurgic Infuser. That's what it does. How to build the Metallurgic Infuser isn't that bad. So let me just go and bring it up. I can never find this because I can never spell it. It is metal. Where is it? Come on. Here we go. So there's the meds right down the bottom. Bloody thing. Okay, so the Metallurgic Infuser is really simple to build. It needs power, so it's attached in here. So 4 iron ingots in the corners, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. An osmium ingot center, 2 redstones and 2 furnaces, and you'll get your Metallurgic Infuser. The Metallurgic Infuser's power goes in at the rear. You'll just see that in there. So I stuck that on here because the circuit fabricator's power goes in the side because it's Galacticraft, so it's different input outputs for things. So I thought the Metallurgic Infuser, see I could do it, was just sticking out of the wall. So I made a birch table and I stuck it on there, and it looks like it's actually resting on the table, which is pretty groovy. Okay, so as we said, I had to make refined obsidian to make obsidian ingots to build something else, which I'll go on to shortly, because this is kind of an update of what's going on, guys, and what I've done behind your backs without you knowing about it. This is a crusher. Now, the only thing on the planet that can crush a diamond is another diamond. So this is a crusher. So with the oh, sorry, that's my sword. I didn't mean this is another device I'll talk about in a minute. The crusher itself, all you do is you stick diamond in there. It's got power, which is indicated by this here. You stick your diamond in here, it then goes through and crushes it and turns it into diamond dust. Diamond dust is really quite expensive. It's got the same type of configurations as oh, pardon me. It's got the same type of configurations as other things, but I'm not going to go into that because I don't tend to use it very often. The crusher I usually only tend to use for diamond, to make diamond dust. The next thing is an osmium compressor. My osmium compressor is what makes obsidian ingots. Obsidian ingots are a real pain to make, but because they're expensive to make because they use diamond dust. So you have to put osmium ingots in the bottom, and then in the top you put your refined obsidian dust. That then goes ahead and it will make your obsidian ingot. That's what that's designed for. Now, you would have seen me make the compressor. So this is the upgrade version, the electric compressor. It's exactly the same, except it's taking power from the back here. Okay, so those are those 3 machines. We're going to be using probably these 2 quite extensively, maybe that one throughout the rest of the course of the series to build certain bits and bots. So don't be worried that you've not seen how these work or they're doing their thing. The compressor is as noisy as ever. Okay, so the next thing here is an energetic infuser. An energetic infuser reinfuses energy into devices that require it. So I believe I have an energy tablet in here that was built for something else, but we'll go into all this when we're building some of the stuff that's going to go on for the next. So what happens is this goes in, this system, which has got 400,000 redstone flux, fills this energy tablet up. This energy tablet is then used in other places and blah, 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 blah. But don't worry about those just now. So that's what that does. So I built this because I've got a couple of items now. And this here, which is the atomic disassembler, which I'll go into in a minute, require recharging, and they get recharged from here. So that's why I built that. The next thing is a Magma Crucible, and I'm going to go through both actually because we need to. And I've got my little sign up saying danger hot liquids. My Magma Crucible and the Fluid Transposer. Okay, so the Magma Crucible, what we do is we put something in here like redstone or some type of dust or something in here. The Magma Crucible then puts it into liquid form. Yeah. I don't want to do it because I'll end up getting it wrong, which means I'm going to have liquid in the Magma Crucible into the Fluid Transposer. The Magma Crucible and the Fluid Transposer are hooked up together, but they're sat right next to each other, so they just pass fluid through. And the Fluid Transposer allows me then to take the fluid from the Magma Crucible, which fills up here. I stick a bucket or a bunch of empty buckets, and then when it's ready, which is each of these, so that's 10,000 millibars, so that's 10 buckets. Because it's 10,000 millibars, it's 1,000 millibars per bucket, and that's 10,000 millibars. So you put your bucket in there, you press, boom. Oh, sorry, it sits like this. So the fluid then sits here, the fluid goes in here, you press that, and it fills the bucket up. I'm sure that says that. No, it sits like this, ignore me. You just leave it like this. It then fills up from the bucket. You can actually put fluid from a bucket into here by doing toggle fill, and that then moves the fluid out of the bucket into here, but we have it constantly on here. So what happens is this just keeps getting filled up until something's in here ready to receive it, which is normally a bucket. We then take the bucket when it's full, appears here, we take it out, and we then go and fill it. Now the main reason I did this is because remember I talked that I was going to have to upgrade my reactor. Well, that's also been done. Still no rubbish, that's working. And so, bump, this is the reactor. Ignore the rest of this just now. This is now the reactor as it is, okay? So I'm going to jump up on this cable here. I'll explain the rest of this in a minute. So in our old reactor, we had a single control rod, single yellowite rod, and a single control rod in our reactor, okay? So we now have 9 control rods and 9 reactors. The problem with this is we need to have a liquid to cool it down. So the choices are, let me get up here, is let me see if I can find it under dust, because that's where I found it last time. It's on the next page. Here! Cryothium dust. Remember I was talking about cryothium dust. So this is one of the dusts we can put in to the Magma Crucible, which turns this into liquid, which is then cryothium. It's unstable cryothium. It does stuff. It's unstable or cryothium liquid. Let me go and type it in. Now I know it's how to bloody... Yeah, so it turns it into this, which is gelid cryothium. That's what it's called. So it's gelid cryothium, which we'd use to do that. Now, this is exceptionally cold. So instead of taking heat damage, you take cold damage from this. So we didn't go for that because this stuff is exceptionally hard to make. Saltpeter, which is fine, we've got a lot of that. Snowballs, a lot of that. It's this blizz powder and blizz rods. Trying to get hold of this stuff to make this is ridiculous. So we didn't go down that route, and I'm happy I didn't. What we went for was a fluid called this here, destabilized redstone. So that's what the fluid transposer did. Turned it into destabilized redstone. So as you can see here, we have reactor glass. This is optional reactor glass on here, but a lot of people put it on so they can actually see what's happening with the fluid. I can't, let me just dig. So here we go. So this is at its base level. So you'll see the fluid just sits and ticks up. So what the fluid does is it helps keep the reactor and the control rods cool. So we're going to go into the control. So, and all the controls, because this is a 9x9 block, we have 9 control rods in it, yeah? So we've got our power tap. For some reason that's not showing up as being connected, even though it is. So we're going to disconnect it quickly and reconnect it. So we've got our standard power tap with its going out, and it goes up here and then feeds the rest of, well, basically everything now. We have our single reactor controller. So as you can see, we're now producing 4,200 plus flux per tick. We are running at a 410-ish over percent, and we are producing millibuckets per tick. So we're producing a ton of energy, and our energy depletion buffer is sitting relatively steady. Our core is really cool. It's very, very cool. I don't mean that as in the fonts. You won't get that. It's not cool as in, hey, this is cool. It's cool as in it's cold to the touch. So that's good. We have our standard access port. We're using plutonium. I'll explain that in a minute. And we've got obviously our exit post here. So what happens is from here, okay, all the waste comes out into here, which is a cyanide reprocessor. And I remember I talked about cyanide waste. So the cyanide waste comes out here, it comes into here, and it makes plutonium. Correct? Yes, it is. We take the plutonium out from here, okay, and then we shove the plutonium in. For some reason it's not working correctly, and I need to figure out why, but I'm not too sweating about it. It takes the plutonium and then sticks it into the reactor's port. Only occasionally will we have to come in and then top this up with yellowite, which keeps our yellowite uranium at a really good level. Now this reactor should do me for the remainder of the period of time. It's really not required for that much. And that's the reactor setup now. Obviously we've got all this stuff above us because we're now directly underneath the living room. So we've got all the reactor stuff there, and that's pretty much it, to be honest. This is an energy cube called the Ultimate Energy Cube. This thing stores 51 million thousand RF. It's there as a backup. If the reactor ever goes down, this will supply power to everything for a brief period of time. It'll probably be a reasonably good period of time, probably 20 minutes or so. That will give us enough time to find out what's going on or come down and just put fuel in, which is probably 9 times out of 10 what the problem will be. So that's the reactor. It looks like it's really difficult to do, but what I'll do is I will show you a quick way. And what I'll do is I'll show you a quick way of how to do this, and I'll do it in creative mode, away from everything, and how to set this up on this, because the small one's very simple. It's all enclosed, but with the fluids and everything on here, it becomes a much harder setup. But guys, it should be relatively simple. If you can set the small one up, you should be able to set the big one up. You just have to remember that you need to create space for your main reactor and its floor, and don't worry about it. Right, as everybody can see from here, this, guys, is the digital miner. Now this is what I've been harping on about for a long time. Now there's not much in there at the moment. The digital miner's working its way through. He's got 5,237 ore left to mine, so I'm going to stop him. I'm going to reset him, and we're going to go in and I'm going to show how we set this guy up. So when it comes in, he appears like this. He only stores 40,000 redstone flux, but he doesn't really need any of that. We have auto eject on, which is there. We have pull on, which is auto pull, so it pulls it up and into the system. We have also got silk touch on. Silk touch is relatively important for things like redstone, coal, for the ores themselves. Because they've been silk touched, we should get 4 ingots per ore, 4 dust or powders per ore, giving us double of what we were doing through the pulverizer. So we get, this has been silk touch, which means when we take an iron ore, we put it in the pulverizer, we will get four iron dust or iron powder, depending on which mod it's come from. That then obviously gives us 4 ingots, which quadruples our output from 1 ore, and that's fantastic. So the simple way this works is dead easy. As you can see here, I've got ore. So right, I'm going to jump ahead of myself. We've got a radius of 32, so that's 32 chunks, I think it is. Yeah, I think that's 32 chunks with a minimum height of 0 and a maximum height of 255, I believe it is. And then inverse mode is off. So this will basically take everything. If it's inverse mode, it will take everything other than what we've told it to. We don't have inverse mode on because we're searching for everything. So there's the Itemstack mode, which means we had an ore in here. We could say, I want you to search for this ore specifically. It will then tell us the item stack when we hit save. I don't have one to put in, but that's fine, because in this we're not doing that. So we go to ore dict mode. Ore dict mode is very simple. Underneath the code that lies within everything that runs in for these different ores, they're all called ore something, okay? So to get any ore, all we do is we do ore star, and star, or the asterisk, being the wild card. We save that, and you'll see this thing will just tick through all the ore it knows about, okay? It's doing some red, so there we go, now we're getting some. So it'll just literally tick through there, because it knows all the ore that's currently installed through the mods on here, because it's looking for anything. Once that's done, we hit start, and it will go off, and it will literally calculate how many it's available in its range to pick up, how many it's going to mine. It then goes off and mines them. We have a very specific, and here it comes, a coal one. That's been silk touched. Yeah, you see that? Lovely. So that's what he's doing. He's going and doing that, which means we don't have to do anything. We don't have big, massive quarries. We don't have huge holes in the ground. It's just nice and neat. So this is a logistical transporter pipe, and this is the pipe that must be used with the digital miner. You can't use anything else. And these are really cheap to build. So I'll show you quickly the logistical miner, the logistical transporter pipe first. Then we'll go into the digital miner. Find it in a minute. So there we go. So the logistical transporter pipe. So this is how you build it, okay? So it's 2 steel ingots and a control circuit or a basic circuit. Now, I go for control circuits because they're so much easier to build. I'll show you why. Basic circuits require a lot of redstone. It's all redstone and a block of iron. So you got to bring comparators, which means you need nether quartz, which means you must go to the nether, and it's avoiding the nether at all, and also stone. So there's a lot of effort involved in building the basic circuit. So I go for the control circuit because the control circuit is much easier. It's an enriched alloy and 2 redstone. And obviously we've shown you how you make enriched alloy. That's through, alright, he's done a redstone block, but it doesn't matter. So it's redstone, ingot, and you'll get that. And that's basically it. That's why I go for the basic circuits. They're really quick and easy to build. Once you've got iron and once you've got redstone, you can start building those to your heart's content. The next thing I'm going to talk about, and probably the last thing in this video, in fact, no, I'll go quickly over a couple of other things, is your digital miner. Your digital miner is a complicated build, okay? As you can see already, you're like, what the hell's half this stuff? So, it takes a basic circuit or a control circuit. So, control circuit, 2 atomic alloys, 2 logistical sorters, a robot, 2 teleportation cores, and a steel casing. Each of these have multiple builds in. So to build an atomic core, you need dirty obsidian dust. Just get that by grinding, pulverizing obsidian. Or yeah, so it's, as you see, it's going through. You've got osmium dust, a diamond, and 4. So these are relatively quick and simple to make. Yeah. Okay. The next thing is a logistical sorter. Again, basic circuit, piston, some iron. They're really simple to build. The teleportation core, this is where things start doubling up. So you need to build 2 atomic cores before you can build your teleportation core. So 2 atomic cores, your lapis, 2 gold and a diamond for your teleportation cores, and then your robot. So your robot has this stage. So its initial build. So this is where the energy tablets you saw earlier. Now they need to be stored as 0 energy. They need to be run down to no energy. And also the obsidian ingots I mentioned. Yeah? So it's just showing me nonsense. So that's how you build it. You get refined obsidian dust. Okay? Which is done through a Metallurgic Infuser of diamond dust and standard pulverized obsidian. Oh, I went too far. Ah, bugger. Never mind. Sorry. So as I explained above about how when I explained when we were upstairs, that's how you get that. So that's how you build those. Pain in the bum. An electric chest is 2 standard chests, 5 steel blocks, a basic circuit and a piece of glass, and you'll get an electric chest. And then you build your energy tablets, which is that in there. So you kind of got a 3-stage build to build your robot. So once robot's built, you're done. That's it. That's pretty much it. And you get yourself a digital miner. So it is a relatively complicated build. It's not massively complicated, but it's relatively complicated. And that's your digital miner. Again, guys, if you have questions on this, just ask. I am on Twitter, and you can leave a comment behind for that. Okay, guys. So this is a smeltery, which has been built as part of the Tinker construction stuff. It's very simple. You need to make seared bricks. So you make some seared bricks, which is, I'm going to go really try and get through this really quickly so we can move on. So you guys literally know where I was and what happened. So yeah, where's seared bricks? There we go. Seared bricks are made from sear brick, which is made from grout, which is made from sand, clay and gravel. All very simple bits to get. So you need 3 of these down. So that's a 3x3 to make a 9 square. And then on the outside of that is 3. It's 3 here. You need drains, so you need to get a smeltery drain built and a faucet, which allow the good to pour out. I will be using this at some point later on anyway, so you'll get to see me use it. And then you've got this one here, which is a basin, which will allow you to take any ingots and literally throw out a block of iron or a block of steel directly from here if you've melted it. I tend not to bother with that. That's why I use the furnaces. It's far quicker, but for some of the things you need, especially in Tinker's Construct, this is a must. Okay? This was a bonus from one of the quests. It's just a redstone generator, portable generator. I'm not going to worry about it. So that's basically what's going on down here. So there's a big change downstairs. Didn't really take too long to do. I kind of wish I had recorded it for you guys, but I was dicking around with raving at the time and I didn't actually record it, so I do apologize for that, but don't worry. The other thing that's in here is an electrolytic separator, okay? So what an electrolytic separator does is it from water, that's gas, right, from water coming in, it will separate the hydrogen and oxygen, okay? Yes, is that everybody? Yes? Everybody dust. And this is the only problem, is this does get buggy at times. Sometimes you need to dump the oxygen for this to actually start working. It gets a bit annoying. And there we go. So that's starting to fill up. Because I think this needs to be, it needs to dump out before it does anything. So it's because this is full and it's not. I think it's actually bugged. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it is. But so this sits on side an Aqueous Accumulator. Now, anybody who's played this game at any length will know what an Aqueous Accumulator is. Basically, I'll show you. An Aqueous Accumulator sits between two blocks of water, and it makes a permanent water source. So this will just keep filling up with water because we've made a permanent water source here. That then fills this up and we never run out of water from it. I've literally just covered it up so that we don't see the water. And that's that. This is all the Tinker Construct stuff. I'm not going to go into it because I don't know myself. the only cool thing I've built recently is this set of birch cells that I was able to put my books on. That's kind of it. The only thing I really want to show you is obviously I've added some chests because I really need the storage now. It's getting a bit crazy. I'm going to show you the digital miner's been running for 7 hours, 8 hours real time as I've been on and off. There is one set of ore that's being collected. Everything in here has been silk touched, and here's the other chest of things that have been collected. I'll take that coal out of there, please. I'll keep all that together. I need to organize this. I do need to organize this. As you can see, we're looking at probably 2.5 stacks of redstone, at least per one. It is crazy, but we will use these resources, especially when we start doing that. There's a lot of the magic stuff in here which I'm going to end up dumping or asking Mr. Raving if he wants. So I'm going to go and do these emeralds. From a 64... So there we go. That was 164 block, that of redstone. The redstone's now moved over to here because I need it in bigger storage. So it's become... Storage of what we have has become crazy, and it's getting to the point where it's so ridiculous. I really need to think about bringing the ME system and the storage system online. Anyway, guys, apologies for not recording all of this. I'm a bad man and should be punished deeply. But you will see me use these throughout. It does mean one good thing is we are very close to building teleporters and starting building our Galactic Craft stuff upstairs on the roof for our adventure off to the moon and eventually to Mars. So guys, again, apologies, but I needed to get a lot of this done, and I'm just a bit disappointed that I got to that point where I ended up doing this offline. I was probably about 5 hours building and doing all this, so it would have ended up probably being about another maybe another 20 videos. And I think asking anybody to walk through that when it's just me going on about it with no other interaction with anything else, it can become a little bit trying. So I thought I'll jump the game, I'll get a lot of this done, and I did. So yeah, as I said, apologies guys, but thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you like it, like the hit the likey ball. Hit the like button, and please subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you again next time. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.